Greetings. My name is R.J. Adams. I am a writer and a philosopher, and I would like to read a little bit out of my journal today. And it's called Secrets of the Universe, a Philosopher's Journal. If you'd like a copy, let me know. I can get one to you. Let me see. I've always had what I call a writer's imagination. It is limitless. I can create a story about anything, and my mind gives me an endless array of topics. But I suspect this is true for all of us. We are all capable of imagining anything. I recently realized that the imagination is not the source of thoughts and ideas. The mind is. The imagination is the bridge between the physical brain and the conscious mind. Imagination is a tool to access the mind, and we all have this connection. The mind is not actually here in physical reality. We just have the illusion that it is. The brain is not capable of original thought or invention. That occurs in the mind. The brain is mainly a storage device for memories and a power source for the body. The brain generates a lot of energy just to keep the body running and working the way it should. I do not believe there is a maximum storage capacity for our brains or for our memories, because the brain is elastic and we can restructure it and can restructure itself to hold more as needed. We are constantly feeding the brain information simply by being awake, and every second of your life is recorded and stored. This is a lot of work for one tiny organ. With all the power that the brain generates, with neurons firing consistently, it makes sense that the brain would generate its own electrical field. This field is small, and it's not really detectable it's so small it's indetectable by science. We don't have the equipment. It's small, but it is enough to open a bridge, what science calls a wormhole. This wormhole is the imagination. We use imagination to access the mind, where all thought is formed. All creation and invention comes from the mind, which resides in the realm of consciousness. I've always thought that everything that's ever been created or invented was never really original. They're more like memories. Many of us spend most of our lives trying to find connections to higher entities like God, angels, or other spiritual beings. But we don't realize that we are already connected to them. We always have been. We need to open our minds and see our connections to everything. This physical reality is not the only existence we are experiencing. It is one of many. There are many versions of us that are connected through consciousness. Some of us are aware of these connections and are able to communicate with our other selves. Some people can actually even switch out with other versions of themselves and experience alternate realities. We all do this to an extent, which is why we have mood swings or personality changes. More extreme examples would be multiple personalities or bipolar disorder or similar such conditions. There is nothing wrong with people who have these conditions. They just don't realize what is happening to them. They are channeling other versions of themselves from other realities. I think mental health issues need to be looked at in a different way. I don't consider that. I call them mental challenges, conditions. I don't look as diseases or anything like that. Those who suffer certain conditions are just lost. Many seem to get confused or even go insane, but that is due to the transition. It is disorienting. There's even proof of the connection you have to your consciousness. You hear that little voice in your mind that tells you right from wrong. It is always talking to you. We call it the conscience. But guess what? That is your consciousness. It guides you and even protects you at times without you realizing it. Have you ever talked to yourself, even out loud? You are literally talking to yourself, as yourself is always talking to you. You are in constant connection with your consciousness. Listen to your inner voice. It will never deceive you or steer you wrong. It wants you to succeed in life. You are your own best friend. We are guided throughout our lives, but we still have free will, or at least the illusion of free will. We'll probably go into that in another video. Everything happens the way it is supposed to in order for us to experience as much as possible. But we can still cause uncertainty to affect the outcome of events. Everything is planned, but plans can change depending on circumstance. We can choose to heed our voices and stay connected, or we can give in to our own desires that keep us lost and confused. And that's all I will read out of it for now. And I will end this video, and I hope you got something out of that. And if you have any questions or comments, you can let me know. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching.